Success isn't what you see online, it's what happens when no one's watching. This simple statement holds a profound truth that is often lost in the noise of modern life. We are constantly surrounded by images of overnight victories, glamorous lifestyles, and seemingly effortless triumphs. These highlight reels present a distorted reality, suggesting extraordinary accomplishments come from sudden inspiration or sheer luck. However, this narrative omits the most critical part of the journey, the quiet, the unseen, the often monotonous work that forms the true foundation of any meaningful success. It is in the solitude of early mornings and late nights, far from any audience, where the real building takes place, brick by tedious brick. The world celebrates the finished product, the best-selling book, the championship trophy, the thriving business. But it rarely acknowledges the countless hours of unglamorous effort behind them. We see the final painting, not the thousands of discarded sketches and frustrating attempts that preceded it. When their own path is slow, challenging, and filled with moments of doubt, they assume they are doing something wrong. They don't realize this struggle is not a sign of failure. It is the very essence of the process itself, a universal experience shared by every great achiever in history. This journey requires confronting uncomfortable truths and embracing a mindset that values process over outcome, consistency over intensity, and discipline over fleeting moments of inspiration. Prepare to look behind the curtain and see the machinery operating silently behind every great accomplishment. It's for those serious about growth, ready to take full responsibility for their journey toward becoming a true genius achiever. Motivation is often described as the essential fuel for achievement, the powerful force that propels us toward our goals. We are taught to wait for its arrival, to seek it out through inspiring videos, powerful speeches, or the success stories of others. In that moment, you felt invincible, ready to conquer any challenge, but then, inevitably, that initial excitement began to fade. The reality of the daily grind set in, the tasks became repetitive, and the initial glamour wore off. The professional writer does not wait for the muse to strike. She sits down at her desk at the same time every day and begins to type. The dedicated athlete does not check his feelings to decide whether to train. He follows his schedule regardless of his mood. It is the decision to build your house on the solid rock of discipline rather than the shifting sands of emotion. Many people fall into the trap of the grand start. We decide to go to the gym 7 days a week, meditate for an hour every morning, and completely cut out sugar. Once we miss one day or eat one forbidden dessert, we feel like we have failed completely. The illusion of perfection is shattered. Imagine, instead of trying to do everything at once, you committed to something ridiculously small. Instead of vowing to go to the gym for an hour every day, you decide to simply put on your workout clothes. Instead of writing 1,000 words, you commit to writing just one sentence. Success is not born from a few moments of extraordinary effort. It is forged in the furnace of countless, seemingly insignificant daily choices. Discipline is the ability to do what you need to do, even when you don't feel like doing it. It is the conscious decision to honor the commitment to your future self over the fleeting desires of your present self. A system is a pre-decided set of rules and routines that guide your actions. For example, your system. Every morning at 8, sit at your desk and write for 25 minutes. The decision is already made. Systems are built on tiny, atomic choices. Lay out your gym clothes the night before, put your phone in another room while you work, read one page of a book before bed, like a plane adjusting course by 1 degree. Over a long journey, it lands in a different city. Success is the product of daily habits, not once in a lifetime transformations. Shift focus from goals to systems, not just to write a book, but to become a writer, not just to run a marathon, but to become a runner. The true magic behind extraordinary achievements is found in the relentless accumulation of small, steady actions. This is the principle of compounding. Imagine planting a single seed. The watering, the nurturing, the waiting all happen beneath the surface, hidden from view. It would be easy to quit, yet if you remain consistent, that seed will sprout and over time grow into a towering tree. Consider a stonemason. He taps with hammer and chisel hundreds of times. For the first 99 strikes, there may be no crack. On the 100th strike, the rock splits. It wasn't the final blow, it was all the strikes before it. This period, the plateau of latent potential, is where most people quit. Genius achievers trust compounding and keep working, knowing effort accumulates beneath the surface until the results finally break through. Delayed gratification is the ability to resist the temptation for an immediate reward to receive a more substantial reward later. Our brains are wired for instant satisfaction. It is choosing to study for an exam instead of going out with friends. Each of these choices involves a short-term sacrifice. It feels uncomfortable in the moment. However, thanks to the power of compound interest, that small, consistent investment will eventually grow into a substantial fortune. The reward is not the applause you get at the finish line. It is the quiet pride you feel in knowing that you honored your own promises day after day when no one was watching. One of the quietest costs of ambition is loneliness. When you commit to disciplined work, you choose to operate on a different frequency than most people. Friends and family may, with good intent, not fully understand. They may question your dedication or see your focus as distance, leading to feeling misunderstood. The weight of your expectations, the constant battle with self-doubt, the burden of carrying your vision are yours to bear alone. To navigate it, learn to be your own greatest ally. Find comfort in your own company and draw strength from clarity of purpose. The path to the summit is steep and narrow. Often there's only room for one. Loneliness isn't a bug, it's a feature of the journey. Every journey of growth follows a predictable emotional cycle, yet few are prepared for its most challenging phase, the slump. This is the slump, a valley of despair where doubt and frustration take root. This is where the vast majority of people give up. To navigate this phase, you must detach your emotions from your immediate results. Instead of focusing on the lack of outcome, you focus on the consistency of your input. Did you show up today? These tiny moments of positive reinforcement help to counteract the negative feelings associated with the plateau, slowly rewiring your brain to find satisfaction in the act of showing up. The fundamental difference between someone who quits and someone who stays the course is how they respond to friction. The quitter's mindset views obstacles as stop signs. The achiever's mindset views obstacles as feedback. The quitter thinks if they can't perform perfectly, there's no point. The achiever understands the most important thing is to simply show up. If they can't do the full workout, they do 10 minutes of stretching. Before you decide to abandon your goal, pause and work through a simple checklist. The first question to ask yourself is, am I tired or do I truly want to quit? This checklist, rest, adjust, shrink, is your defense against quitting on a bad day. It's the framework that keeps you in the game until your efforts bear fruit. Success is earned quietly and deliberately, constructed piece by piece through the steady application of disciplined work and unwavering emotional fortitude. Translate one truth from this discussion into a single concrete action you can take today. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and the journey toward becoming a genius achiever begins with a single, deliberate choice. Remember, success isn't glamorous, but it is earned quietly, consistently, and honestly. The work that matters most is the work done in solitude, long before any applause arrives. You have the blueprint, you understand the mechanics, the rest is up to you. Begin the work that happens when no one is watching. If this resonated with you, like the video and subscribe to Genius Achievers. Your support allows us to continue creating content that cuts through the noise and provides real actionable wisdom. And now we invite you to join the conversation. Comment below with one hard truth about success that you have learned on your own journey. Your insight may be the very thing someone else needs to hear to keep going. Thank you for being here and for your commitment to building a life of purpose. The honest path is waiting. Take the first step.